Yeah. Watch. 3.5, 4. 4.
Saquon, based on camp so far, if you had to pick one guy on the team who's going to have a big season, who would you say?
That's a good question. There's a lot of guys that are playing really well. I think we got a lot of great competition going on out there right now, especially between the offense and defense. I'm excited. I'm probably biased, but I'm gonna go with Kenny and Will. I'm excited to see what those guys can bring to the table. Obviously, playing against Kenny in the last couple of years and seeing Will in college, but I think they're having a really good camp. So I'm excited to see what they can also bring to this offense.
Devin White surprised you about the two of them?
Kenny's a lot stronger than I thought. I would say that. I kind of noticed that coming into the offseason and training him, working with him. But he's super smart. It's I think year 4 or 5 for him, but you could tell he's a vet already. And then Will, just how locked in he is to learn the playbook, how many questions he asks. He has like the urge to want to get better, to want to be great. Sometimes I'll come in and do like a little extra, I'll do a little extra work, and he's always right by my hip. I kind of love that. I love that about him.
Saquon, Devin White said yesterday he thought you were the best pass protecting running back on the team. What have you done to improve in that area of your game?
Said what?
He said he thought you were the best blitz pickup for the running backs on the team. What have you done to improve in that area?
I mean, we work it a lot here, so you kind of got no choice, which is what I needed, though. I felt like early in my career I struggled with my pass pro. The last few years, I feel like that was something that I was able to improve on and get better at, and it's just understanding the scheme and the protection and who I have. And once you know that part, you can feel confident going into your pass pro. But yeah, we work it a lot here, and Coach Jamal does a really good job with all the backs of teaching us the right fundamentals and putting our body in the right position so we can execute the block.
He also told us to ask you about how you've done against him in one-on-ones. He said he thinks he wins more of them, but
in what, routes or pass pro?
No, pass pro.
He started off hot in the beginning. My time with my hands, I was shooting my hands awful. I think I'm probably up a little bit, or it's about even. Because he started off pretty high. I struggled in the beginning, but there was a day I'd beat everybody. But it's good work though. That's what you want. You want to have those. We talk crap against each other. We go at it. He's a great player in this league. Done great things in this league. Not only him, the whole linebacker core. I think they all present different challenges when they come in blitz. You're gonna get something with Dev. You're gonna get something different with Zach. You're gonna get something different with Kobe. All of them. So it's fun. It's been really fun.
Saquon, if I could ask you about the wheel route that you caught against the Patriots last week in practice. What makes that play so effective, and how effective can that be, like with you and Jalen Hurts running?
I think it's key. I think it's big shout out to Kellen putting his players in position to make plays. We had a matchup there that we would like, me against the outside linebacker. I was able to use my speed and get around. I had that play in OTAs earlier and I dropped it, or something similar to that, and I dropped it. So just continue working on that catch over the shoulders, and I could have did a better job of not fading away from the ball, but Jalen gave me a great ball and we were able to score there.
As we watch these practice reps, it's hard to gauge if you'll get the yards after the contact or if they would bring you down. So how much of practice really shows the type of player that you are?
I mean, I think when you realize that you're gonna get tagged off, and you're not gonna get the yards after contact. But whether it's in the off season, whether it's training here, running through the chutes, working on our footwork, winning one-on-ones, we work all that stuff. So when it does present itself, you're more than ready. And I think you see that with the way the back's been running in preseason games so far. When they get in a game, they're ready. And we've all been playing this game since we were little kids, so it's not our first time getting tackled or making a guy miss. But you work all that stuff. You try to simulate game-like reps as much as you can. So when it comes to the regular season, you're more than ready.
I just ask that because is it fair to say we'll get a better sense of the type of player you are in this offense come to the Brazil game in the regular season?
Yeah, for sure. You definitely get a better sense within this offense, but not like trying to sound cocky or anything like that. Tape speaks for itself. I'm just trying to elevate on that, trying to expand my game. I feel like I've done a lot of great things in this league, even with battling through injuries. I felt like I made a name for myself, and I feel like within this offense and the guys I have around me, I'm gonna continue to be able to do that.
In what ways are you trying to expand your game? You mentioned that's the goal for you.
I just want to be great, man. That's it. I just want to take it to the highest level that I can take it, and that's my goal. Will asked me the other day, what keeps you going? That's literally the same answer I gave him. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to go. And I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep trying. And sometimes, the reality of it, a lot of people don't get to reach their full potential. But at the end of the day, if I know I can put my all into it and I don't reach it, when it's all said and done, I'll be happy with the work I put in.
To be one of the greats, is there a certain player you really modeled yourself after when you started coming up?
I never really modeled myself after anyone. I always just try to watch as much as I can. Growing up, we didn't have these iPads. Now these iPads, you can watch everybody. We're literally watching tape, and you see Mark Sanchez and Nick Folk, and I said Folk. Wow, Nick Foles. That's crazy. That's crazy. My fault. Shout out to him. LaShawn McCoy. But growing up, we had YouTube, so I'll type in all the great backs that my dad would get me aware of, and whether it's Barry, whether it's Walter. Now I still do it. I was watching Todd Gurley the other day. I was watching Zeke. Obviously, Zeke been in his offense before. LaDainian Tomlinson, Marshall Faulk. Just try to watch all those guys. I feel like that God's blessed me with unbelievable talent that the size that I am, and I'm able to move and be able to switch it up, be able to move like a little guy, be able to run like a bigger guy. So try to put all that added to my tool belt.
What's great look like for you?
What did you get specifically from watching Zeke in that offense?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to watch it now when I'm watching it on a YouTube highlight. I'm not watching it for how did he hit this run, how he set this one up. It's more to seeing whether it was in the scheme, not like that, because I don't know the exact play call. It's different when you watch on your iPad. You have the play call, know what they did, and okay, they're running this, they're running that. But it's more of when I still think he's in his prime, but when he was one of the best backs in the league and still one of the best backs in the league, how he was running, how he was setting up defenders, what move he would put here, what was the reason why he might have made that cut. Not only with Zeke, but all the great backs that I love to follow. I try to take that part of the game, add it to mine.
What's great look like for you?
What does great look like for me? That's tough because, like I said, I want to be the best of all time. That's your goal. But I guess it's really, it's kind of weird because we don't really get to say who's the best of all time because it's all opinionated, I guess, because Emmitt Smith has the most rushing yards of all time, but I don't think he's my one. He's up there. Shout out to him. He's a GOAT. I'm not taking a shot at him. I know Barry didn't rush for 18,000 yards, but I'll put Barry. But to me, Barry's the best with the ball in his hand, but all around, tough, grit, pass pro, in between the tackles, outside, you got to go Walter, and then now in the new game where how Christian is more like a Marshall Faulk, and you see guys like LaDainian Thompson, we're kind of more of that mode. It's kind of hard to say. So in my mind, it's come out every single day, try to be the best version of myself, kind of have that mama mentality, push myself every single day, go out there and try to win games, compete at the highest level, win championships. And when it's all said and done, when I look back, hopefully you guys decide for that, and I'm mentioned in that category.
Thank you, Saquon.
Thanks, Saquon. Quinyon, you feel you're getting better acclimated to handling Devonta Smith now?
I mean, yeah, it's been good work. Him and AJ, they've been getting me ready and getting me prepared every day. Just going against him, it's just been real exciting. Like I said before, they the best two in the game. So.
Yep.
How far do you feel like you've come since camp started?
You said what?
How far do you feel like you've come since camp started?
I feel like I've grown every day. Just asking questions and just getting acclimated to the speed and stuff like that. So I feel really good.
It's going to be ideal for you to be at one position, running back, possibly. You've learned two completely different positions. What's that been like? What's the difficulty there in trying to cross between the two?
It's just been. I feel like it's been a good process. Just learning every position, just knowing where I'm helping and stuff like that. So I feel really good about it. I feel like I've been doing a good job.
Is there something
difference between playing corner and nickel from your perspective?
Yeah, just knowing more. The nickel. You got more of a role and more stuff you got to do. You got to communicate more and stuff like that. So I say that's the difference.
Is there something at the nickel that maybe you didn't expect? Now that you're in there, do you see something that you didn't expect before you got in there?
No, it's been good. It's been good so far. So.
What kind of education are you getting, going against Devonta and some of the catches? I saw he made one really good catch against you and everything. How does that help you? What's the education like from?
Yeah, it's all about competition. In the long way, he's just been giving me tips and stuff like that. Last week he gave me a tip, and then I did better on it this week. So he been getting me right and just getting me up to speed on the game.
Hey, Quinyon, which teammate do you think is going to have a big year based on what you said?
Which teammate? I'll just say the whole team. We're going to do our thing this year, so that's my answer.
And then with Cooper coming back and practicing and everything, how does that change things for you, or what are you seeing from him as well?
Oh, yeah, he been coming back. He been doing a great job. We've been meeting every night and stuff like that. So, whatever they ask me to do, I'm going to do it. Whatever they ask him to do, they're going to do it. So, we just working and competing.
How much crossover is there between corner and nickel? Because changing between plays, are you able to compartmentalize one to the next? And what is that like whenever you change between two positions?
I wouldn't say it's hard for me. You just got to separate the two, just know what you're doing and stuff like that. So I don't feel like it's that hard.
In terms of preparation for every day practice, look at tape. How long do you normally take? The reason why I'm asking, to Devonta said he's seen you run, he's run routes against you, and then you've adapted to him already. Read that. How long do you normally take, and what's your process like for that?
Yeah, we meet all day. So that time, and then like I said, me and Cooper, we meet at night, and then when I go home, I watch film too. So just a long time, just studying him and just getting adapted to him.
What are your meetings with Cooper? Is that with a larger group, with a particular coach? What is that?
No, it's with me and him and just another coach. Just watching film, just watching guys around the league, and just getting prepared.
How much do you think you guys learn from each other? What you're seeing, especially when he wasn't practicing. What kind of stuff was he asking you? What were you telling him?
Yeah, it just wasn't really asking. It's just we're just going back and forth, just really dialogue and stuff like that. Things we see and stuff like that. So. It's been pretty good.
In general, has it helped to have someone to go through this process with?
You said what?
Cooper, has it helped in general to have just someone to go through the whole process with?
Oh yeah. Facts, especially with the rookie snacks and stuff like that. So he helped me out with stuff like that. So it's been good.
Quinyon, where do you feel like you've improved the most over the last couple of weeks?
Improved the most?
Yeah.
I'd just say just my technique. Just improving every day and just getting better at that.
Is there a player that the coaching staff has pointed you to, or somebody you've looked out to that has done that same kind of thing, played both?
Yeah, Vontae Maddox. I think he played corner, nickel, and safety. So he's just been helping me out every day on and off the field, and I appreciate him for that.
He helped you out on the bridge. What was your perspective?
Yeah, so I ran out of gas, and he was literally like one of the first person I called. No hesitation, he just came and helped me out, so I appreciate him for that.
Last one?
Yeah, I thought I had some gas in there, but I didn't. But yeah, he helped me out.
What's been something that has really stood out from Christian Barkley, what you learned from it? Has there been something he's really taught you guys or told you guys that's really stuck in your mind and taking your play on the field?
Yeah, I'll just say his knowledge of the game. He helped me with formations and concepts, so I know what's coming before it comes. So I say that's the biggest thing.
All right, thanks. When it comes to your relationship with Vic, what's that like? And has your dad ever talked about his relationship with Jim Johnson? Has he told how beneficial being a defensive coordinator can be?
Yeah, got a good relationship. More of a player coach, but I know if I had any questions, anything, I can always go to Vic. He's a great defensive mind. He has a lot of knowledge of the game, and he really tries to pour that into the players as far as recognizing formations, getting a key in on what the offense could be giving you. And I feel like out there on the field, that really helps out a lot. You know, when as players, you can recognize it and play a lot faster, anticipate. And, you know, as far as my dad and, you know, with Jim Johnson, he definitely has a lot of stories that he would tell me, you know, just like, you know, his interaction with him and how great of a coach he is. So he always gives him his props as well.
Have you been talking to your dad a lot during training camp?
Oh, yeah. I still watch film with my dad after practice. He'll give me tips, you know, what he sees out there. So, you know, just like another coach that I have, another source of intel I can have, you know, as far as that. But also just, you know, checking in as a dad, you know, seeing how the day went, you know, things like that. You know, at the end of the day, he's still my dad, so he tries to make sure, you know, I'm good mentally as well.
What advice has your dad given you, like before a preseason game, maybe after a preseason game? Because he's been in the situation you were in at one point.
When it comes to the games, on game day, we more try to focus on going out there, playing fast, and not thinking. We try to treat the week of practice like, you know, making the corrections, making the technique corrections that I have to have. And then when it comes game day, you don't want to think. You just want to trust your preparation. You want to trust all the work that you put in, and just go out there and just try to fly around.
You ever have to explain to your dad that the game has changed, and you know, when he's looking at film with you, that maybe some things are different in terms of what they want for you to do?
Oh no, I never had to explain that to my dad or like let him know. I feel like even though he's retired now, he always loves watching football. He loves to, you know, watch the guys that are playing in today's game and see how they play. And I feel like he's definitely he knows that the game has evolved and played a lot more in space. He always talks about how they didn't really have to defend the RPO back in his day, but now we got to defend the RPO, so we got to play run and pass. And you know, he's really changed his mind to, you know, try to coach around that as well.
Where do you think you stand at right now, and what has been, and especially in terms of like just screening with the backs and everything else?
Yeah, I think you know, Coach Vic and you know, our linebacker coach Bobby King, they all been helping me a lot, you know, as far as, you know, continuing to improve in both, you know, coverage and just other areas of my game. So for me, I want to be a very well-rounded linebacker. So coverage is, you know, one of my focus points I want to get better at, and, you know, whether it's block destruction and blitzing, all parts of my game I want to try to get better at and really, you know, critique and be getting down in the nitty-gritty of it.
How far have you come, do you think, since, like, you know, camp started? Have you seen, like, the kind of improvement? Like, what have you improved on the most?
Yeah, I definitely feel like, you know, with the veteran linebackers I have, my coaches, you know, we're coming out here working every single day and try to correct mistakes. I feel like my technique has definitely improved, and that's a testament to, you know, my coaches and like all the knowledge that is getting poured into me. And you know, I just thank God to be in the situation to have those people around me that can help me improve myself as a player.
What did you take from the first joint practice you've had?
I really had fun out there. You know, going against, you know, other players around the league, going up against, you know, other competition is new to me. We didn't do that in college. We just had to go against our teammates, and then, you know, the first game that we played is actually against our first game. So that was different for me, but I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun.
Now that you have the joint practice under your belt, the two preseason games, what, if anything, has surprised you about, I guess, the NFL game to this point?
I'd probably say, like, just the competition. I mean, I kind of expected that going in, but I feel like whether, you know, you're going against a 1, 2, or 3, or even a 4-string guy, all of them can really play. I mean, everybody in the NFL is there for a reason because they got the ability to be able to be there, and I feel like that's really helping me, you know, competing against really talented guys across the league.
What do you like about the new kickoff rule?
I'd probably say you don't have to run 50 yards down the field. In college, you know, that could take a lot out of you, but, you know, it definitely makes it a lot easier to go down on kickoff and then get back on defense rather than run that far down.
Jeremiah, based on camp so far, if you had to pick one guy on the team who's going to have a big season, who would you say?
Man, I can't. When it comes to, you know, my teammates and all the talented players that we have, I can't pick one. There's so many talented players on both sides of the ball, a lot of game changers, and I'm really excited to see how the season turns out.
How do you develop that chemistry when you might be in there with Jacoby? Today was Devin a little bit, Ben in the past, when it's constantly rotating?
Man, you know, with the linebacker group that we have, we all really strong connection. That's worked on not just on the field but off the field as well. You know, just being around each other and meetings, joking around, or, you know, just hanging out off the football field. I feel like that's really what builds that chemistry between the linebackers. So we can, if somebody, you know, it has a question, or maybe somebody you want your linebacker buddy to play a certain way, so you guys can work together better. we feel very comfortable going back and forth with each other.
Today was a little different with Vic up and some of the defensive coaches up high. I guess it was probably a little more of a game simulation and not as scripted. How do you feel like the defense handled that?
I thought it went really smooth. We got the calls in, communicate to the defense, and we're out there, playing. Even in the the tempo situation with the offense going fast, I feel like everything was communicated very well, and we were able to just go out there and play. Thank you, guys.
All right. Good morning.
Kellen, Vic said the other day that I think it was maybe on Saturday in terms of the blitzes that he was sending at you. How do you think Jalen and the offense handled those, especially the zero blitz stuff?
Yeah. That's the beauty of training camp is you get different types of installs throughout the whole month, and we got some great work the last few days just from pressure standpoint. Vic obviously in his installation process is going through that, and so it's great stuff. It's great stuff because it requires all 11 to be on the same page, all 11 communicating, taking care of business. It's excellent for Jalen, for our whole group.
How does that sort of connection work with you and Vic? Are there ever times, Vic said there was no consideration to the offense when he was installing that stuff. Do you guys ever consider each other? Like, I got to work on this, or Vic's got to work on that?
Every once in a while, we'll have a couple of situations in practice where maybe we do want to get something specific for the other side of the football, but they got enough volume on defense. I think we have enough volume on offense that over the course of training camp, you're going to get exposed to a lot of different types of football, and so that's the beauty of it. I don't think we miss a whole lot, and if there's a couple things that maybe Vic wants to theme up, we can give him something in particular for a particular period.
Aside from that, how much of a resource has he been for you?
Yeah, Vic's been awesome. It's always fun to have conversations with the other side of the football and see it from their perspective, their lens, see how they perceive you, because sometimes you have your own perception and it can be looked at in different viewpoints. And so it's always good to talk to those guys, Vic, the rest of the defensive staff, just a really good group of guys that you get to collaborate with.
What's come up in the offense building that maybe you didn't expect was going to happen in the OTAs?
That's a great question. I think the pressure stuff is always a fun discussion just because there's a lot of different ways to approach it. We're continuing to talk through that, and there's a lot of different tools that you got to utilize, and I think the important thing is you have to have enough tools in the toolbox to be able to handle things throughout the season. And so, I think those are all fun conversations from the standpoint of what's been in place that we can lean on, what's some stuff that we can add. We're continuing to just try and evolve and have those open conversations.
Roster decisions get made above your level. But how involved are you? It's your offense. Hey, I don't like the depth here. We need to do something else here. How involved are you in those decisions?
I mean, Howie and Nick are just awesome. They collaborate with a lot of people in this organization. I think it's an excellent process. Obviously, a lot of coaches were all a part of this process to some degree, and we got excellent leadership here. I mean, it's a really, really, really cool process.
Jeff Stoutland has a run game coordinator title and has done a lot here in that regard. Have you ever had someone in that kind of role before as an offensive coordinator?
Yeah, definitely. We've definitely had different structures at different places, but a lot of times the offensive line coach everywhere I've been has kind of been the lead force from a run game perspective, and it's a collective effort. Everyone's a part of the process. I think it's fun as you start getting to the game plan aspect of it, that it's a collaboration tying the run game and the pass game together so that you present things in complementary ways.
Does Jeff bring something maybe new that you hadn't kind of experienced before for someone in that type?
Oh, there's a ton. There's so much, just the angles for the offensive line. I think, I'm learning so much just from his viewpoint as far as the angles that you're creating for the offensive line in particular looks. Packaging plays in different ways that allow you to get to the best possible play you can. And so it's a really excellent process. It's been so much fun.
You mentioned that toolbox, learning what you can do with that. How do you kind of trial out new things in training camp whenever, you don't really have preseason play with some of those guys?
Yeah, just how you'd expect it. There's an element of trying different things and exposing yourself. Some things you're going to like in training camp, some things you're not going to like, some things we're going to have to adjust. And that's part of the process that you got to be willing to just kind of expose yourself to some things, and some things may not work. A lot of things will, and then you just continue to collaborate with the staff, with the players, and we just team up on those things.
What's your concern level, like a right guard, if Mackay? Obviously I don't know the situation, but Mackay and Tyler Steen, like how do you evaluate the other guys who might be playing in place of them?
In general, feel good. Feel good. We've obviously are going through an excellent process of giving both those guys as many reps as we can. Just in general, from an offensive line perspective, I think we got some younger guys who've gotten a ton of reps through training camp. Certainly in the preseason games, that's going to bode well for those guys. And so, I think we're in a good position.
Pre-snap diagnosis stuff, do you have separate meeting time with jalen and Cam?
Most of it's collaborative with the whole group, and then those guys, as the season goes, adjustments are made as far as when those conversations happen. But right now, we're really collectively meeting as much as we can.
We're kind of late here in camp now, obviously 2 preseason games. What have you learned about the receiver position after AJ and devonta?
Yeah, I think it's been an awesome battle for this receiver room. Obviously, AJ and devonta have done an excellent job. I think we got a really fun group of different skill sets, and they've all been able to kind of highlight those skill sets, and it's a really fun process for the guys. Again, like we've said, we like that group. It's a really fun group. They bring different pieces to this offense, and I think what we're excited about is being able to utilize these guys in all their different ways.
Do you know what those pre-snap motions and mixed placements are going to show from defenses going forward in this season, or do you think you're getting enough from the defense to see that with the unit you have, or how do you sort those things out?
Yeah, motion, some of it's just distraction pieces. It's just, eye candy, so to speak. Some of it, you're trying to grab indicators to give yourself a specific idea of what the defense may be looking for. And so there's a lot of different purposes for it. And then you just got to pick and choose when is it valuable in a game plan and when are you just doing stuff to do stuff. And so there's a balancing act between motioning and shifting and tempo and all these different things of when to use it to your advantage and when to just play ball.
When it comes to a developmental quarterback like Tanner at this stage of his career, he played the position. When do you make that decision that, hey, maybe I want to see him a little bit more with the leaders? How do you handle it?
Yeah, I think every quarterback, first of all, we got an excellent quarterback room here. It's been so much fun with these guys. Even for Kenny, this is Kenny's 3rd year. Everyone's on that development path. Jalen's learning and growing. Every single guy's learning and growing in this process. And so we're trying to play guys in a lot of different situations, try and get them situations, whether it be a 2-minute, a red zone period. Hey, maybe Kenny's gotten some. Let's make sure Tanner gets exposed to some of these situations as well. And it's just been a really fun process. I think these guys have handled this thing really, really well. They're doing an excellent job. We feel really fortunate to have these guys.
Can you tell us about Trevor Keegan that maybe we don't pick up watching practice or even the preseason games?
I think just steady, and you kind of lose track of him in a good way. That he's just assignment sound. He plays. He's played 1 million snaps in practice and in the preseason. He's played a high volume, and to play that consistent with that much volume, with all the things that you're learning and growing as a rookie, he's done an excellent job.
That he feels like you're helping make Jalen a smarter player, having him make more checks, more reads. How much have you seen him grow in that area since you started working with him?
Jalen's just had an excellent camp. He's got great command of this offense, great utilization of tools when he wants to, and communication with the offense line, with the receivers. I just think it's been an awesome process. Excellent. I think Tanner just does an excellent job processing the game, making quick, decisive decisions. Obviously he can make some excellent throws. He's done a nice job.
What are the main indicators you look for to know a quarterback has command of your offense?
I think just the speed of the operation, in and out of the huddle, at the line of scrimmage, is the pace of play, going at the rate that you want it to. And then obviously the decision making and how quickly he can process the game, eliminate some of his progressions, get the ball to the ideal look. Run game, they show up a lot of times because sometimes the QB's got to have some tools in the run game to get us in and out of particular plays based off the looks. And so when you tie all that together, it's an operation. Everyone sees the throwing ability, and that's certainly first and foremost, you got to be able to throw the football, but the ability to command the offense and operate it in the run game, in the pass game, in the protection game takes growing and developing, and these guys have done a really good job with it.
In terms of Kevin Mitchell, in terms of the passing game, how you guys work together in terms of making sure you guys have different philosophies, how you guys get it together, make this passing game work?
Yeah. that's been this whole offseason. It's been an excellent process. Like I've said, this is a really fun process. You get to grow. You get to develop personally, as well as collectively as a whole group. And so just like the run game, we want to build on a lot of strengths that are in place. We bring things that maybe everyone has been exposed to in different places, not just myself, every coach on our offensive staff. And so it's a really good process. All right, thanks, guys.
They don't respect us. They don't know about our heart, man. That thing that's beating in your doggone chest right now. What